this is my car. A Fiat Coupe 16V turbo. To some, it's just a piece of metal. Or some Italian junk. But to me, it's so much more. It's a passion. It's a drive. An escape of reality. We take care of our cars. And they take care of us. To some, it doesn't make sense. But does it have to? All the hours we invest, the late nights we stay up, sometimes alone, and sometimes with help. We share a mindset that keeps us going every day. It's like therapy. It soothes the soul. We are car lovers, and this is my car. Welcome back to a new episode, a new haircut, and the part where we hopefully install the engine back into the car. Now I would like to install everything back together right away, but we can't do that because we have a lot of rust. We actually already repaired some parts, but there's a lot more to do over the entire length of the car. So that's the first thing we are going to do. Weld in some new pieces of metal and then actually install everything back together. So let's get started. Let's get it started. Let's get it. We have a serious rust issue on this side of the car. Somehow, water and dirt made its way inside. We started removing a small part, but ended up cutting out this big piece and welding in a lot of new metal. The metal at the rear was so weak that we were able to press it in by hand. The screwdriver test shows the rest. More welding, yay. For one last time, I'm going to take everything apart. Why? Because I like it. No, because I am going to install a 22mm timing belt, which is 4mm wider than the current belt. Why am I doing that? Because it just gives a bit more safety and a 65% less chance of the timing belt snapping, and because I'm also going to install a lighter flywheel, so it's kind of necessary. And in order to fit it, we actually need a wider pulley on the crankshaft. If you want to do this yourself and get this part, I will link it in the description down below so you can buy it. So without further ado, let's start. Now that the wider belt is installed and the new pulley is installed, it's time to put everything back together. And this time, hopefully for the last time. I already did the front of the engine off camera, so it's time to do the back of the engine with the gearbox and install a lighter flight wheel. So let's start. In the last episode I already installed a new gasket. However, I'm taking this one apart again and I'm not going to take any risk because I think this one is now unusable again. What's wrong with the new seal? So let's install that. I'm also going to take out this oil that just accumulates over time. Installation should be carried out by a trained professional technician with knowledge. Knowledge? Who needs knowledge? Right? To make sure that the bolts don't come loose, I apply some blue thread locker. After some seam sealer, some rust converter and some paint, this thing looks like new. The gearboxes on these cars are a nightmare to install. The clutch fork must be hooked into the clutch release bearing while the gearbox goes on. This took us a fair bit of time to do.
wheels on the street. Hey. Roll it. Rolling in the river.
One could say that one learns from previous mistakes, right? No, he did not. He dropped the engine like it's hot.
Nothing's damaged.
Jawel. Deze dingen.
Ja, goed.
The engine went in very smoothly without any complications. Like you can see here. 3 months ago we started with an engine that looked like hell and was leaking all over the place. After 3 days of disassembling, I found a lot of broken parts, and therefore the most obvious and logical choice was to actually take it out. 3 months of hard work with a lot of sweat and tears has gone by. But today is an important day, because the engine is back where it belongs, right here in the engine bay. But we're not done, obviously. We have to do a lot to actually get this thing driving and on its wheels again. Enough chatting around, time to go back to work. Today we got a new helper. It's not my brother. It's Arthur, the dog. Next job is the subframe. I have it here beneath me on the floor, all in pieces. As you can see, we refurbished all of the parts. Let's put it back together. To upgrade the suspension, I'm going to use some polyurethane bushings. Hope I said it right. But it's a pain in the to put it in here. So let's find out.
2,000 years later.
Took me long enough, but they're finally in. Let's install them. You may have spotted in the previous episodes already, but I have something I saved for last, and that's actually a BC Racing coilover set for the Fiat Coupe. Now, when it comes to coilovers, BC, in my opinion, are top of the line and the best you can get for this car. Or any car. I've drove some cars with this installed, and even the shitbox drove amazing. The coilovers of BC are actually adjustable in height, of course, here, and adjustable in softness and hardness with some camera adjustment. The install should be pretty simple. 2 bolts on the bottom, 3 on the top, slide it in, and now that everything's out of the way, should be very easy. Subframe, check, off the list. It's under the car. I couldn't really film installing the subframe under the car because it's a real under there, laying with my head in the dirt, on the stones, in the cold. Made me thinking I really need a lift next year. Hope so. But it's in, so that's nice. Next step will be installing the wheels on the car. And then we can lower the car. Finally. 3 months. Finally lowering the car. Freaking low. The car is back on the ground and rolling again. And it's ready for something very special. In 6 hours, the car has to be on a trailer, hitting the road to its first photo shoot. I'm happy. For now the car is done, it's on its wheels, it brakes and it rolls. And that's all I can say right now. Everything looks so good. I'm so happy how it turned out. But there's much to do. The car has to run. I have to install a lot of parts and order a lot of parts in order to get the car to run. But that's something for a future episode. I'd like to thank everyone who watched my video, likes the videos and comments on the videos. It just brings me so much joy and keeps me motivated to keep working on the cars and to just keep making videos for you guys out there. So a big thanks to all of you. And if you like this video, make sure to subscribe, like this video, and I will see you in the next episode.